To his army in Scotland by Agricola. It is now the 8th year, my fellow soldiers, in which, under the high auspicion of the Roman Empire, by your valor and perseverance, you have been conquering Britain. In so many expeditions and so many battles, whether you have been required to exert your courage against the enemy, or your patient labors against the very nature of a country, never have I ever been dissatisfied with my soldiers, nor you with your general. In this mutual confidence we have proceeded beyond the limits of former commanders and former armies, and do now become acquainted with the extremity of the island, not by uncertain rumour, but by actual possession before arms and encampments. Britain is discovered and subdued. Often on the march, when embarrassed with mountains, bogs, and rivers, have I heard the bravest among you exclaim, "When shall we descry the enemy, and shall we be led to the field of battle?" At length they are unharboured from their retreats. Your wishes and your valour have now free scope, and every circumstance is equally propitious to the victor, and ruinous to the vanquished. For the greater of glory in having marched over vast tracts of land, penetrated forests, and crossed arms of the sea, while advancing toward the foe, the greater will be our danger and difficulty if we should attempt a retreat. We are inferior to our enemies in knowledge of the country, and is able to command supplies of provision. But we have armies in our hands, and these we have everything. For myself, it has long been my principle that a retiring general or army is never safe. Not only, then, are we to reflect that death of honor is preferable to live with ignominy, but to remember that security and glory are seated in the same place. Even to fall in this extremest verge of earth and of nature cannot be fought in an inglorious fate. If unknown nations or untried troops were drawn up against you, I would exhort you from the example of other armies. At present recollect your own honours, question your own eyes. These are they who, the last year, attacking by surprise a single legion in the obscurity of the night, were put to flight by a shout, the greatest fugitives of all the Britons, and therefore the longest survivors. As in penetrating woods and thickets, the fiercest animals boldly rush on the hunters, while the weak and timorous fly at their very noise. So the bravest of the Britons have long since fallen. The remaining number consists solely of the cowardly and spiritless, whom you see at length within your reach, not because they have stood their ground, but because they are overtaken. Doubled with fear, their bodies are fixed and chained down in yonder field, which to you will speedily be the scene of a glorious and memorial victory. Here bring your toils and services to a conclusion, close a struggle of 5 years, with one great day, and convince your countrymen that to the army ought not to be imputed either the protection of war or the cause of rebellion.